Mark Duda joining us from Lackawanna College here on the John Mendola Show at our Carol Janelle. Mark, you promised a great game last weekend. It was a great game. You guys came up on the losing end, but you said it could have went either way.
Yeah, it was amazingly close. You know, the time of possession was equal. There was 62 plays for one, 65 for the other. Only one turnover in the entire game. They scored 3 times, we scored twice. But a defensive battle all the way through. Both teams were scoring over 50 a game. This game comes, it was 21-14. So just a really great college football game. Wish we would have won it, but we played really well.
Let's talk about how you felt like you traveled, all the little things that go into a trip. You said you want to make sure you got out there on a Friday, you're ready to go, the breakfast, the lunch, the whole 9 yards.
Hey, we were really good. Hey, it was a seamless trip. You know, a lot of our guys were in hotels for the first time, pregame meals like that for the first time. They did a great job. They handled themselves very, very well. Looked really, really good. And I said the ball game itself was literally a college football game, and it's just great to see those things happen.
You said a lot of Division I talent on both sides of the ball, and obviously just seeing guys compete out there, and that's what you want. And we're going to be talking with a couple of your guys tonight that performed pretty well. Talk about some of the performances you saw.
Yeah, it was really something. You know, defensively we played really well. First of all, we see Cherokee, Glasgow here in a minute. The defensive end, we sacked them 4 times. They sacked us 4 times. So that was a really, really, really good situation. And then also, I think on the offensive side of the ball, you know, we had some big plays that scored some touchdowns for us. We did a good job. You'll see Rashied here in a second, who caught a bunch of really clutch balls. Had 1 catch with 1 foot down. I don't know how he caught it. So we made big plays all the way through, and it was nip and tuck type of football game. So it was great to see. Special teams were phenomenal. No extra, nothing missed on our part. No punts blocked. Just a great game.
Talking to your guys, preparing for a new week, and you got to just say, hey guys, we're going to come out on the other end, but nonetheless, you guys got to prepare for an opponent who's undefeated this weekend.
Same thing. You know, Monroe comes. We're going to go to Monroe. They're 13th in the country. They're 5-0, so it never gets any easier. But when we were talking to them after the game, we all took a knee. We said, hey fellas, you played your butts off. You played as hard as you possibly could, and played a great football team. So now play great again this week. Play great every week. And let's just see where the record goes at the end.
Of course, people remember a while ago a guy named Terry Carr, and you could tell us a little story about your relation there.
I met Terry Carr with the Pioneers when the Arena League started here at our center deck here, and met Terry for the first time. He's a guy from out in Washington, state of Washington. Was a quarterback in the USFL, and got to meet each other really, really well. And as a matter of fact, as life went on, and they asked for a referral on him to coach at Monroe. I gave him a referral, and lo and behold, he's head coach at Monroe.
And of course, talk a little bit about what you've seen out of Monroe on tape, what they're going to bring to the table, nationally ranked, as you say.
Once again, good football team. They score about 40 or 50 a game. Throw the ball really, really well. Good, solid 4-3 defense. Some good guys up front. All those things that you see in us, kind of like a mirror look. Last year, I think we beat them by 11 or 12 points. And had both good football teams again. So he has it going in the right direction there for sure too. And we have to go play well again.
Mark, talk about the preparation defensively this week when you have a team that can throw the football around like they did.
Yeah, you have to play great defense and have to get to the passer. Obviously, it's something we need to do. Hurries and forces so that he can't throw the ball down the field because the receivers are high quality. So we got to get to the passer and hope that we can make one more play than we made last week.
And then offensively, trying to make another play, whether it's your quarterback or your running backs or your receivers. Talk about being able to do that.
Yeah, establish the run. We didn't do a great job running the football last week. I think we got it bottled up in that regard and threw it okay. I think we threw for 255, but ran for like maybe 50, okay, which is unheard of. So we have to be able to kind of balance it again like it was 2 weeks ago. To make sure we can keep them off of our quarterback a little bit better. Hey, when it's time to make a big play, we have to make it.
Falcons will be on the road against Monroe this weekend. Mark Duda, always great catching up with you.
Thank you so much, John.
Cherokee Glasgow joining us from Lackawanna College Falcons here on the John Mendola Show. And Cherokee, you're a defensive end, so talk a little bit about you and your defensive front there for the Falcons.
Yes, sir. Our D-line we got a great unit. We're really fast this season, faster, I believe, than last season. We play with more technique this year than anything, and it's really hard to stop us because it's me, Joseph Wilkerson, you got Keith Wells on the other side, then you got some freshmen stepping up. at Victor Mitchell. And, we're really fast and strong coming off the D-line.
Let's talk about going against that offensive line all the time, and you're getting better, they're getting better. What's that mix at practice like?
The offensive line, it's kind of tough going against them, but it's always good to work with them. We got an SEC commit at Chase Brown, and we got a Big Ten commit with TJ Bradley, and it's always fun working with them because they always bring the best out of me and the other defensive ends and also the nose tackles, and it's great going against our offensive line.
Let's talk a little bit about last week against ASA College. A good football team, no doubt about it. You guys lose by a touchdown. Talk about some of the things that you guys were able to do defensively, and of course, maybe some things that you're worked on in practice this week.
Playing against ASA was a hard-fought battle. We was going back and forth, blow for blow. We stopped the run, which was great. The one thing we needed to work on is keeping that quarterback inside the pocket because we got great pass rushes. All he did was just bounce out and find someone down the field. So, that was one thing that killed us, but we got after him. He felt out of the line.
You talk about coming back and learn a little bit about the trip. Talk about the traveling part. Coach mentioned that, traveling out there, getting used to everything. What was that like for most of you guys and just kind of getting that feel for it? Feel pretty natural overall?
Yeah, for me it felt natural because this is my second season on playing for Lackawanna, and it was more of a bonding experience because we was on the bus making jokes, talking and stuff, and then it got to the hotel. It was a fun experience for some of us older guys and some of the younger guys.
How about getting back to business, breaking down film, and what you see now coming up Monroe this weekend? They're undefeated and nationally ranked.
Yeah, we know it's gonna be a dogfight, and coming in this weekend to practice, the whole team just had a different mentality. After taking a tough loss from ASA, we're not trying to lose ever again, and we're coming in strong and tough. Monroe got a good offensive line, but I believe we have a better, faster, and stronger defensive line, and we're gonna get up the quarterback. I can guarantee that.
Come from a big family. Talk a little bit about your family, what you guys are all about.
Yeah. Coming from my family, is a lot of boys, not that many girls. It's just my mom, and I got two older sisters that don't live in the house no more. And coming from them, my older brother, he fell off track, and he put it on me to be a role model for my younger brothers. And I really make sure that they stay on the right path and do what they got to do. I got one younger brother, he played for Iona Prep, which is a good school in New York, and I got another younger brother that plays 13 and under in Pee Wee football, and he's really coming to light. Then I got the baby brother named Kristen. We call him Six because he's a sixth child, and he starts football next year. So I really look up to them. If I had to stop playing today so they can keep playing, I'll stop playing.
Great to hear. History and math, couple subjects you like. What is it about either subject you enjoy?
Growing up, I was diagnosed with dyslexia, so school wasn't always the best subject for me. But my mom, my dad kept making me work day in and day out. And math and history was two of my best subjects. I really like learning about history and about where I personally come from, where everyone personally comes from, and that's something I like a lot.
Let's talk a little bit about the role models, mom and dad, and their influence on you to make you the person that you are.
Yeah, my mom, she's a hard-working woman. She's a nurse at Hospital for Special Surgeries in New York, and she leans on me to lead my little brothers and be the best role model for them, and that's what I try to be. My dad, he's a coach. He coaches me and all my little brothers growing up. So he just talks to me about football, make sure I keep my grades on point, and he just makes sure I stay on the right path.
Future for you, you know what it is? You're still feeling that out right now, and whatever happens, going to happen?
I'm kind of still feeling it out. I'm just trying to play my tail off every single game so I could go to the best four-year school in my ability. And if I keep doing what I'm doing, listening to Coach Duda, he's gonna get me somewhere big.
Cherokee Glasgow from the Lackawanna College Falcons, we thank you for your time. Best of luck this weekend against Monroe.
Thank you so much.
Rashied Malette joining us from the Lackawanna College Falcons here on the John Mendola Show. And Rashied, let's talk a little bit about the receiving core at Lackawanna. You're one of the guys, and I'm sure you're either quick, you're fast, you got great hands. Tell us a little bit about yourself and then some of the other guys in that receiving core this year.
Well, I feel as though I'm a good attribute to the team because I'm very quick. I can get to the ball, I can get off a block. Our other receivers, Juan, we have Prince, his first week back. He's very quick and fast also. And we have Kyron Best. He just has amazing hands. But it's nice working with them. And the quarterback we have this year, Michael Dare, He's very versatile. He can get us the ball. He can scramble, and he just makes amazing plays.
Always nice when you have a big, strong quarterback with a big arm that he has, but it all happens up front. You need some guys that can pass block, especially when you're a receiver. Talk about what you've seen out of that offensive line this year. It's given you guys a lot of points.
Our offensive line is great. We have Chase up front. He barely lets anyone get past him. I haven't seen it happen. They're all big. We have a center that's amazing. Everyone just works together as a unit. And that's what brings us far down the road.
How about your college experience? Talk about being at Lackawanna, and what's it been like for you growing up a little bit, as we all have done at one time in our life, and learning a little bit about yourself?
Being at Lackawanna has taught me a lot. It's something everybody can't go through, but coming from where I'm from, only thing we know is to push and keep pushing, and this is exactly that experience.
Let's talk about being able to bond with guys from all over the country. I mean, you're at Lackawanna, you got guys from New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Florida, Texas. I mean, there's a little bit of everything. What's it been like for you to make some of these friendships?
It's been amazing. I actually took trips with a couple of my teammates. The talent is great because that's the thing about it. You have athletes coming from everywhere. They all bring stuff to the table. I just happen to be lucky to play with them.
Let's talk about Monroe this weekend. They're undefeated. They're nationally ranked. They're really good. You guys are pretty darn good too, even though you're coming off a loss. You guys are nationally ranked as well. What did you see on film about their defense, or what do you know about Monroe that could pose some challenges for you guys?
Yes, sir. They have an amazing defense, but we have an even amazing offense. I think the matchup is really there for us. There is stuff that we can practice on, as far as getting off the block, as far as receivers, running backs, hitting your landmarks, offensive linemen getting to the place you need to be. It's just a lot of work we have to get done because losing to ASA just made us even work harder.
Great to hear you guys are hungry. There's no doubt about it. Let's talk a little bit about your family and the role models in your life that help make you the person that you are.
My mother, she's been there my whole life. I couldn't thank her enough. I have two little sisters, and I have a little brother. My little brother recently just got an injury. He can't play for the season, so he really looks up to me. I try to get him out to a game whenever he can, but he's in school, so.
Let's talk about when you are home with the family and having such a big family. What are times like when you're home with them?
My family is everywhere, so they show love every time I see them. And I don't really get to see them that much, but when I do, it's all love.
Great to hear that you have a close-knit family. Track something you did as well. Talk about those wheels of yours. What events did you compete in? And you have a time you'd like to tell us that was pretty fast?
I ran track in high school. I ran the 200 meter, the 100 meter, and I did 300 hurdles and high jump. But I would say my best event would be the 200 and the 300 hurdles. I actually went to states for the 300 hurdles, placed second overall. Any school who's lucky to have me, I'm blessed to receive the offer.
Well, Coach Duda has a lot of great things to say about you, and of course his teammates call him Juice. It is Rashied, Malette here on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire Service.